Fear of the dark. You. Oh, what's up, guys? I'm sorry, it just had to be done. Yeah, Fear of the Dark. Followed to No Prayer for the Dying in 1992, 2 years later. Yeah, Bruce didn't want to be in the band by this point. He didn't want to be there since No Prayer for the Dying, but he didn't want to be here anymore. But surprisingly, it doesn't show. This album's definitely, you know, it doesn't show. It definitely doesn't show. It definitely doesn't sound like he's just there for a paycheck. Anyway, so yeah, it's a pretty good album in my opinion, I'll tell you. Besides for a couple of hiccups, pretty good album. Let's just jump straight into it. Starting with the artwork. The artwork sucks complete ass. Sorry. Melvin Grant's not a bad artist, but when Maiden try to update shit for shit, it doesn't work most of the time. I mean, it just, yes, it's cool, the whole idea of him being a tree and all, but one, they're conforming to that Halloween band stereotype that Maiden were going through at the time they did, and the artwork just does not help. It's that whole idea of, you know, the stereotype of trees in the dark being, you know, alive and coming to get you and scary. So, you know, it sucks, to be honest with you. It just doesn't, it doesn't look like Eddie. They're conforming to the whole Halloween band thing. And for some reason it doesn't work, the fact that the logo's here. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to it being on top, but why the fuck's the logo here? It's just meh. It's just meh. 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 So yeah, what about the production? The production's a lot better. Steve Harris converted Barnyard Studios into an actual studio, so it's not mobile anymore. It's meh. It's just a studio. And a lot of the band did say it was a lot better. I think it's a lot better. You can hear everything better. It's not somewhere in time production, but it does its job and it is great. Now Bruce's vocals, he does like go back to No Prayer for the Dying a bit. Like this much, like this bit, you know, you get the idea. He does go back a bit to No Prayer for the Dying. On Weekend Warrior, the track, he goes back fully, like, increasingly bad, like, holy shit, this is awful. So yeah, there are bits where you think, oh god, why are you going back? But that doesn't happen that often, so you're fine. And even so, and I wanted to mean that is like terrible. I mean, he does use the raspiness on quite a number of the songs, but you know, it's toned down, so it's you know, you don't hate it. You can stick it until you get to the chorus. Well, not that you can't stick it. I'm sorry, that's the wrong term. It's good. It's good raspiness. He doesn't overdo it. You know, it's like adds a little bit of the heaviness, like on Seventh Son. Okay, so the vocals are pretty good. You know, for the most part, pretty good. Good on you, Brucey. Good on you, Brucey boy. Good on you. Good on you, boy. Oh yes. Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Inside joke. So yeah. What about the instruments? Everyone's pretty much on top four. And Steve Harris, I can finally hear him again. He's playing some good bass lines, some awesome stuff. I think once the entire band realized to move away from that shitty, getting back to the roots idea, there's some, you know, some things of that, or what would you call them? There are some inklings of getting back to your roots, but for the most part, they just abandoned the idea. The guitar work is fantastic. Yannick, it's just completely better. You think he's a different guitarist. Yannick does an amazing job. Still not better than Adrian, but he's still doing a bang up job. Good job, Yannick. Dave is as great as usual. They finally let Nick go out of his cage, and he's just blasting the shit out of his drums, which is amazing to hear. You know, and of course Steve just doing the bass shit, which is amazing. I love it. Because you can actually hear it this time. Success. Thank you. So yeah, what about the writing? The writing is probably the biggest change on this album. As I mentioned before, Weekend Warrior, let's just abandon this track here. This is No Prayer for the Dying times a million, times a billion, plus 2. It's shit. It really is. Bruce's vocals are like meh, the writing sucks, and the guitar lines and the solos are just shit. And it's like 5.5 minutes. Piss off. Good stuff. But this album does hold some gems. Afraid to Shoot Strangers and Fear the Dark. Afraid to Shoot Strangers, I'm kind of sick of Fear the Dark, but it's still an amazing song. Afraid to Shoot Strangers and Fear the Dark. I feel like preludes to X Factor, like Steve Harris will be writing for the X Factor. I'm particularly Afraid to Shoot Strangers, man. I mean, once that song kicks off into the instrumental section, holy shit. It's like, who the fuck is Adrian Smith? It's just amazing shit. It's, you know, it reminded me of when the instrumental section of Sign of the Cross from the X Factor kicks in. It just catches you completely off guard, because from the music that they were playing before, it's like, okay, it's gonna be a very toned down album, and then you just kick off with these solos. It's like, phew, it's amazing. It's amazing. And there's a lot of other songs that are good. Oh yeah, by the way, in terms of Weekend Warrior, From Here to Eternity too, that song sucks ass. Weekend Warrior, From Here to Eternity, fuck off. They're shit songs. Completely crap. I'm not even gonna mention why. They just suck. Yeah, Be Quick or Be Dead. Now, a lot of people like Meh and Meh. Bruce, this is actually a really good song. It's like it sacrifices melody for being fast. Basically, it's a lot more of a thrashier, I would say, riff. It's a lot kind of a faster riff than they've done before, and it works. It's a catchy song. You know, it has a, I wouldn't say a groove, but you know, it's got something. Yeah, it got something that just catches you, and you want to listen to it. So it's a good song. A lot of these songs just catch you because of the melodies. I mean, and the choruses, like they did on No Prayer for the Dying. I mean, Childhood's End, The Fugitive, those songs, Jesus Be My Guide, all have brilliant choruses, brilliant guitar lines, especially on Childhood's End. That just has a fucking mesmerizing guitar line that I love. It's so good. So yeah, there's a lot of songs in there, a lot of songs that are good. You know, they're actually all, you know, a lot of good, great songs on here, surprisingly. What you wouldn't think, you know, a lot of people kind of group Fear the Dark and No Prayer for the Dying into this spot that, okay, this was the shit era of Maiden, then you have the Blaze era, which is kind of, you know, meh for people, and then you've got, you know, the Bruce eras. Then you get Diano, but fuck Diano, you know, we're not talking about him. And then you got Diano sandwiching this. And then you got the rest of the Bruce era sandwiching this. But Fear the Dark is such a different album from No Prayer for the Dying. I think people need to realize that No Prayer for the Dying is not No Prayer. Fuck. Fear the Dark is not No Prayer for the Dying Part 2. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good. So overall, a lot of great songs in here. Couple of bitches like, fuck this shit, I don't want to listen. But overall, it's a great album. Yeah, great album. Overall, gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's a great album. I mean, yes, the artwork's shitty, but everything else about it is pretty much good. I mean, let me think, there's 12 songs in the album, only 2 suck. Pretty much, only 2 completely suck ass. So that's 10 songs right there that are great. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. And yeah, goodbye, and you want his box.